him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack 'em a gob, it's time for the only news that matters. And Brian May stated that he'd like to have Queen perform at a Las Vegas Sphere and reveal whether the band would consider recording new music with Adam Lambert. The Las Vegas Sphere has attracted a lot of attention because of the sheer grand scale of the concerts held within. Almost, I'm very curious about this place. I've been hearing about this place a lot lately. Anyway, let me continue. Almost all the big names in the business would like the chance to perform at least once, let alone have a whole residency. Speaking to Rolling Stone magazine, that piece of crap, guitarist Brian May stated he's very interested in having Queen perform at the Sphere. He says, "I'm very keen on the Sphere. I got my mind working. I sat there watching the Eagles thinking, we should do this. The stuff that we could bring to the world would be stupendous. So yeah, I would like to do it. We're having conversations." May is especially keen on the idea of a residency, as he's grown weary of the trials and tribulations of touring, but still eager to perform live. He said, "I've had 50 years of touring, and there's a part of me that thinks it's enough. I don't like the idea that you wake up in a hotel and you're trapped. I had a few experiences recently where stuff happened at home to my family and I could not get home. It got under my skin and I just thought, I'm not sure. I feel like I've given up my freedom too many times. So my feeling at the moment is I don't want to tour as much, but I still want to play shows." Queen has done its fair share of touring. The years they spent with Freddie Mercury were full of shows which the band performed across the world. Later on, the hunger for playing before an audience never truly faded, even as the members grew older and they were still out there, but now fronted by singer Adam Lambert. Let me tell you, Queen, I never got to see Queen because they didn't tour that much in the 80s when I first started going to shows. And yeah, they didn't come down here for the Game. I know they toured for the Game and I think Hot Space as well. But they didn't come nowhere near Florida, so I never got to see Queen. This ain't Queen, all right? Let's cut the deck, Queen without Freddie Mercury is like Dio without Ronnie James Dio. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so it says here, because of the sheer longevity of the band, fans sometimes wonder if Queen ever plan on putting down the sword. The members certainly don't seem too interested in the idea. Roger Taylor said, "I don't think we're done. And I don't think we're going to say, farewell tour or whatever, because it never is it? That is funny how they didn't play the farewell card yet. But I don't think a band like Queen has to trick the audiences, because they're filthy rich. Come on. Those guys are rolling in dough. They don't need to trick anybody. That's why, everybody knows, even when they go out there, what are they called? And I did see it. Is it Queen with Adam Lambert? I think that's what it was. And I did see that tour, and I'll talk about it once I'm done with this story. And I'm almost done. It says, Queen's collaboration with Adam Lambert had led to rumors that the band is planning to release new music. May addressed this, stating that the idea is always in the mind. Not many people know, but Adam and we have been in the studio trying things. Nothing really materialized so far. Some things are meant to be and some things are not. All right, here we go. You know, the bottom line of this whole thing is really they're going to make an album with Adam Lambert, you know. Now, I thought about it a little more, and this is my review of Queen. I saw Queen with Adam Lambert, right? It was the most uncomfortable. I never seen Gary Sharon live, so yeah, that's pretty uncomfortable too, those dances. But watching this guy on stage was so, it was a little too flamboyant, a little too try hard. It was not like Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury was a badass. He knew how to flaunt that shit. This guy was trying extra hard with the couch and the little hand fan and all that shit. But I will say this. The guy's voice was amazing. I will say that. Visually, everything but him was amazing too. You know, the backdrops. You had the News of the World monster and Freddie Mercury would pop up with Love of My Life. Him and Brian doing it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But he was annoying to look at. But he sounded great. I ain't taking that away from him. And hey, a record, I don't have to look at him, you know? So, you know what? I welcome it. Of course it's not a Queen album. And of course the whole world's against it. But I'm like, shit, man. Just Brian May and Roger Taylor, go in there and, you know, try to recapture some of that Queen magic, you know? Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. To me, it kind of sounds like it's not working so far. But they're trying. They're trying, you know, to see if anything materializes. But as he said, nothing really has materialized. So maybe if they told him to stop helping write songs, they can get better. I don't know. I'm just making that up. I don't know who's in charge of the songwriting on these new songs, but if it happens, I'm all for it. You know, I know the whole legacy bullshit and all this, that, you know, all that legacy shit to me is all bullshit. Oh, they ruined their legacy. I can't think of any band that ruined their legacy. You know, maybe I guess the closest I can think of is Quiet Riot. But Kiss was touring, selling out arenas with two people in makeup from the original lineup. You know? Didn't lose. If anything will ruin your legacy is getting those two scabs in the band. You know? Angus Young is the only guy really in AC/DC anymore from the 70s. I could go on and on. And that shit, and AC/DC plays stadiums. And as I understand, those tickets are very expensive. And I see the stadiums they play at, and they're packed. Legacy schmegacy. Just release an album that kicks ass. Give me a combination of fucking Sheer Heart Attack. Throw some of that vibe on there, you know? Give me those high-ass vocals. Probably Roger can't do it anymore. But, yeah, do some of that. News of the World, Queen Tooth, you know? And even a little innuendo, man. I'm all for that. But I know I'm in the minority. But also, you know, I'm not in the minority of who would go see it. Now, mind you, I will say, I'm not going to see Queen with Adam Lambert ever again. I saw it. I enjoyed it for what it was without him. I'm not going to sit through that again. I saw them play songs I fucking worshiped when I was a little kid. You know? It was an amazing show. Adam Lambert was just annoying as hell, man. It was like watching Gary Sharon. You know, it's just annoying. You know, it's just annoying shit. But anyway, that's what I think. I know most of you are saying, fuck that. Or release it and not call it Queen. Yeah, we'll do that too. It doesn't matter. If you call it Queen, it ain't going to sell as much anyway as it did in the past. So yeah, call it something else. Yeah, I'm all for that. Call it March of the Scab Queen. Oh man, get Brian May on the phone. That's what they should call the band. March of the Scab Queen. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and ring that little notification bell, and like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Queen 2, and schmack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.